Good morning, brothers and sisters. Have you held fast the hope for the present life? Live out the hope on earth? God has many promises in the Bible to us at present, but not only just for the future. Brothers and sisters, we shall shout for joy and hold fast of this hope at present life. I have shared we shall hold fast to the commission and the vision from God. All these make us full of hope. The Bible said, I will hope continually. It is important to exercise our faith, but we will easily neglect hope. We may think that it is out of our control for whether there is hope or not, but we shall live a hopeful life at present and in the future, just like this psalmist said. But I will hope continually. Let us think he is already being of old age and facing the attack of the enemies. He ought to be hopeless, but he decided to hope continually, for he didn't give up. He didn't give up his dream, but obeyed God and relied on him to walk his way abundantly. We are partaking a spiritual marathon, not running through with hardship, but press on towards the goal. A terrible sin would be the winner surrendered to the loser. This is really ridiculous. Do you know the devil is the loser and we are the winner? If we lose the hope, that means we're giving up our life to surrender to the situation, to the world, or even to the devil. We are the children of God. Never surrender to the loser, who is the devil. For God is the God of hope. Brothers and sisters, shall we shout for joy together now? We shall shout for joy that we are the children of God, and this will never change. We shout for joy, for we are the winner. How the Lord has gained the victory, and so are we. All we need to do is to rely on Him, and we can overcome all things. Brothers and sisters, remember, He is the God of hope. We may encounter some difficulties today, but to assure yourself that you are not the loser. You are the winner. May the Lord bless us. Brothers and sisters, the verses I'd like to share with you is in the book of Romans, chapter 12, verse 20 to 21. And it said, to the contrary, if your enemy is hungry, feed him. If he is thirsty, give himself something to drink. For by so doing, you will heap burning coals on his head. Do not be overcome by evil, but overcome evil with good. These verses mentioned, if the enemy is hungry, feed him. If he is thirsty, give him something to drink. That means if he ill-treated us, we treat him nicely. In return, these verses said, we will heap burning coals on his head. It is a bit odd. So what does it mean? To heap burning coals on his head? Is it to make him suffer? The more we treat him nicely, the more he will suffer. What is the meaning of the heap burning coals on his head? Does that mean it is a revenge to him? But it said, do not be overcome by evil, but overcome evil with good. Therefore, to heap the burning coals on his head is not a revenge. And this verse was quoted in Proverbs chapter 25, verse 21 to 22. If your enemy is hungry, give him bread to eat, and if he is thirsty, give him water to drink. For you will heap burning coals on his head, then the Lord will reward you. In other words, if the enemy has ill-treated us, we shall help him in times of needs. The Lord will reward you. So this is not the revenge. When we think of the teaching of the Lord Jesus, He said we shall love our enemies and pray for our persecutor. No matter what, to heap the burning coals on his head is surely not the revenge. It is not to make him suffer, but love him instead, so he can know the love of God. For the same, that's how the Lord Jesus has treated us. We even cursed God in the past at his adversary. The Lord gave his life to us instead, so that we can walk in the right direction, to return to God, now that we are reconciled to God. No wonder somebody says the best way to destroy an enemy is to make him a friend. It is to love your enemy. Brothers and sisters, we easily get angry. We easily revenge when we are ill-treated. But we shall not be like that. We shall not have the attitude of taking revenge to our enemies. How about to our relatives? We shall treat our relatives with kindness. We shall help them if they are in need. Sometimes it is easy for us to break our temper to our loved one. I hope these stories I'm going to tell you can help. A man has a Chihuahua, a little dog, and was well behaved. But one day, this little dog was bitten by a big dog from his neighbor. Then his neighbor was holding his Chihuahua at once and brought it back to the owner. The owner was so distressed about that. The owner reached out his hand to receive the dog. But strange enough, Chihuahua bit his owner instead. His Chihuahua has bitten him to bleed. But the owner wasn't angry with his dog and held it even tighter. My dog bit me, for he was injured. When a dog was injured, it is its basic instinct for defending itself. Its injury has frightened him, and it was so afraid of further injury. So the owner understood that this little one didn't mean to attack him. There is another story. One day, Daddy went back home from work. He saw his teenage daughter was fixing something, but the tools were everywhere in the living room, and it was a mess. As soon as he walked into the house, he scolded her loudly. This clever daughter tidied up the place at once. After she has finished, she rushed to her daddy and gave him a big hug and said, "Dad, you must have a bad day in the office, isn't it?" This smart daughter went to hug her daddy. Her father nearly burst into tears, for something bad happened on him in the office. But her daughter didn't have a bad response towards the scolding from her dad. Instead, she gave her father a big hug. Many a time, we may not understand well the bad temper of our relatives is because of their injuries. They have gone through a bad experience, and we shall not repay evil for evil, but overcome evil with good, to give them what they need. Brothers and sisters, may we learn to love. Before we learn to love our enemies, we should learn to love the people around us, our dearest one. May we grow together to understand many people need to be cared for and their wound need to be cured, for they were also injured. Our families are not the exception. May the Lord teach us how to love our families.